Well, I just hopped out of the pool, so I'm sitting here in the back room where our air conditioner is broken, and I'm not going to be back here long. I just wanted to make a real quick comment about something that happened to me probably eight or 9 years ago now, and I wanted to share that experience with you. As Mark's in watching the television, I was watching what he was watching on YouTube, and it was somebody doing magnet fishing where they throw a big magnet into a river or old creek and see what they come up with. Well, somebody had brought up an old weapon, and this happened to be in Europe, and they were pulling up a bunch of World War II canteens and bullet casings and just different items from the war in Europe in the 40s. And it jogged a memory that I have with an experience called psychometry. And if you've not heard of psychometry, that is the impression that an object will give you when you hold it in your hand. For instance, if I hold someone's glasses in my hand and I don't know whose glasses they are, who they belong to, or I know nothing about the glasses or whose they are, I might get an impression like, oh, I see this as a young schoolgirl's glasses, and I feel that she really loves school and she loves to draw, and I see that she has blonde hair. So that's psychometry, where you get an impression off of an object as you're holding it. And when I had my own personal experience with psychometry, I had never even heard what it was or was even aware that a word existed to describe an event of that type. And so my personal experience was, again, about 9 years ago. I was out doing target practice with different guns, Glocks and M1 Carbines, and just rifles and shotguns, and just, having throwing clay pigeons, which are the little discs that you launch and then you fire at them, and for target practice. So I'm doing that with a friend, and I had an M1 Carbine, which is a wooden rifle from the Korean War. And I actually pulled a picture of it up on my phone. I wanted to show it to you so you can know what I'm talking about. You can also look it up, and I am going to put my glasses on so I can see to show you the picture. And so I'm holding this this rifle, and I'm holding it up to my shoulder. I'm going to look down the barrel and fire it. So I'm shouldering as I pick up this rifle and I shoulder it. All of a sudden, not even thinking, I'm up in the mountains and it's a beautiful day, the clouds are out, the birds, and so as I shoulder this rifle and I'm looking down the sight, all of a sudden this image flashes in my mind, my imagination, my mind's eye, and for a brief moment, I became another person. All of a sudden, I am this young man, scared to death, aiming this rifle at someone across the way, the enemy's territory. And I just knew I hated being there. I hated that I had to fire my weapon at somebody I didn't even know, somebody I had no personal angst towards. Just finding myself terrified in a situation that I did not want to be in. No rhyme or reason to have to be firing a weapon at another human. And that's this impression that I got as I'm holding this weapon. I felt myself with a helmet and in military gear, and just had that instant movie play. And I almost threw the gun down. It startled me. I was surprised. I was shaken. I think I was shaking, and I set the rifle down on the end of the truck bed. The truck bed flap was laying down. I didn't pick that rifle back up again. It took me quite a while to come down off that experience, and I didn't know what had happened, but I knew I picked up something from that rifle, and I knew I was seeing a real image, a real experience that someone had with that weapon. And it stuck with me. I mean, I don't think about it all the time, but if I think back to that moment, it's as real right now as it was. You know, I mean, I believe in reincarnation. Maybe it was me in a past life, but I don't think that's what it was. I really think it was just an impression left on that weapon, because that was intense emotion. And it was, I just feel like the wood absorbed that imprint in that moment in time. Yeah, it was really intense. I wanted to share that, kind of off topic for weaving Hannah's net. Yeah, so psychometry. It's really interesting. So if you've ever had an experience like that, I'd really be interested to hear what your comment might be about psychometry and your first-hand experience. I know my husband Mark, he's had several experiences with that. He's told me stories about holding someone's keys, getting information about their son and their cars, and stuff going on at home just from holding somebody's keys. So, and it was validated, that person validated that yes, he was correct. Two complete strangers, but so I know it exists, and it's wonderful what our brains, hearts, and minds, these bodies do so much more than we're aware of. There's a lot of information out there for us to pick up on, but anyways, it's 109 outside, and the air conditioning's broke back here, and I can feel sweating even after jumping out of the pool, so I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll talk to you next time. Who knows what we'll talk about? I'm kind of interested in bringing up the subject of aliens and alien visitation. I know the media is bringing up that topic, and they're bringing it up from a place of fear, and I don't feel that's necessary. So I'm kind of interested to speak to that subject a little bit. So we'll see where that goes. All right, until next time. Whew, I'm gonna go get cool. Take care.